Hello everyone and welcome to another stream. Sorry for the slight delay. It's a small technical difficulties that I needed to sort out, but everything is fine now. So we are happy. I was going to say I'm happy. I hope you all too. Then we'll be flying with for SA Airlink. Embraer ERJ135. It's a very fun little plane, very hands-on, more manual type of flying. The route we're gonna fly, according to the FMC, is gonna take roughly about half an hour. So this is not a long flight at all. Yeah, without further ado, as you've seen, I've sent everything up already. The plane is ready to go. FMC has been programmed. We have the entire flight plan in the FMC. You can see our route is appearing on the squawk code has been set. In fact, I've even taken the liberty of pre-planning a pushback of so long. And just to show you, pushing way back to the left. So yeah, we'll be pushing back facing right. Once again, we are on the POSCON network. I track my flight live as I go along using a POSCON live map. If you have a POSCON live map, if you want to go check it out, simply open up the live map and you will be able to follow me. So without further ado, I think it's safe to say that we can in fact start our pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Okay, that's strange. Did I select start or did I select pre-plan? I can't remember. Anyhow, there we go. It's set and voila.
Cockpit, tow is driving up.
Tow is driving up. Meanwhile, we can close our passenger door, as you can see on the outside view. That door is closing. And it's closed. Beautiful. Here comes our little tug. We can go ahead and turn on our red beacon lights. Let everyone know we are ready to go. I think I should just remember to set my cruising altitude on our pressurization panel. It is auto pressurization. After all this.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, thank you.
Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Okay, and parking brake released. You'll see us moving a bit forward and then moving up.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And there we go. We're starting to move back. Let's press and hold until we get that engine number 2 spooling up. I'm not hearing anything. Oh, it's going. Let me just set up my sound so I can hear the engines and stuff better. There you go. This engine is coming alive. Start switches turn back to we can start engine number 1. I can hear it. Looking for a 25 and you're gonna see suddenly the ignition just kicks in. I do apologize for the fact that I'm rubbing my nose a bit. Slightly on the fluish side. Engine number 1 is ready. Oh! Emergency light. I can't remember where that was. Oh, there it is. Just arm it. There you go.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
There you go. Because I'll have to do it manually then. Yep, disconnect and hand signals.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Will do, thank you very much. While he's taxiing away, we just make sure we set our plan to performance. There you go. 115 VR, 1 rotate to 1 to the 1 and V2 on 129. TLS is set for takeoff. And we've got the thumbs up and the tag is in his hand. Means we're ready to go. Taxi light can come on. As you can see, our taxi lights are on. Those two there. Okay, it's time to go, I guess. Yeah, everything has been set. Can release our parking brake. Bring engines up to and it's official, we're starting to taxi. Runway 03 left for departure. We're not sure where we're flying today. Today we're flying from Owatambu International Airport. We're flying to Seretse International Airport in Botswana. I believe Botswana? Yeah, Botswana. Once again, very nifty little plane. Very responsive to my inputs. So it's gonna be fun to see what she does. I was waiting for that. You can see she's very responsive. I barely touch it and controls and she just wants to jump to the side. So we can start turning our left. She is a very, very light aircraft. She's definitely gonna make, she definitely made this a very interesting little plane to fly. As you can see for yourself, I'm struggling to keep her under control. She's just too bounce responsive. Set flaps for takeoff. There you go, perfect. We really don't need anything more than flaps. The first flap setting, which I believe is flaps 5 or something, 9. Flaps 9. She's really too responsive for that. So right now my Google YouTube channel is more or less this same as my... Just want to keep our ground speed in check. Don't want to taxi too fast now, do we? Yeah, well, we're with that at our takeoff runway. I like to start from the very end of the runway, even though with these little planes like the ERJ it's not always necessary, but I like to. Like I said, she's a very hands-on kind of plane, so she does tend to be very reactive. Not a very big plane inside, just enough. Oh, we can start slowing down there a bit. She really just wants to go. I think it's safe to say we can take this one. We don't have to go all the way to the end. And just for safety's sake, we're gonna hit the brakes. Stop here for a second. Check if we see any oncoming air, which we won't, obviously. There's no aircraft coming at land or takeoff. You can see the wind is almost nearly perfect for our takeoff. It's almost directly headwind. If you've ever been on one of these ERJs, you know how it feels when this little thing starts rolling to take off. It's a very fun little plane, very challenging little plane. Like I said, she's very reactive.
03 left.
Don't ask me why, but she is. So once we're on the runway, we can just stop here for a second.
On runway 03 left.
There you go. Landing, yeah, landing lights can come on, taxi light can go off. We soon have strobe lights and our wing inspection lights. Lights are on, windshield heat's on. Electrical is going to auto. Everything's looking good. Alright, we're ready to go. We bring the engines up to 40% more or less. Release the brakes.
On runway 03 left. On runway 03
yeah.
left.
And we can go. That's set. V1.
V1. Rotate. V2.
And we're off. Positive right. Gear up. Trim it down just a little bit. There you go. Waiting for a 1000.
Altimeter setting.
Sorry, I'm back. Now the plane's gonna start climbing until we reach our cruising altitude of 24,000 feet. I guess I should probably retract my flaps, don't you think? There you go. Beautiful. And now we'll see the plane starting to climb again. Not that fast actually, around 3,000 feet a minute. It's just pitching up higher a bit now in order to lose some speed. But that's nothing major. Hi, where are we flying to, pilot? Hello, Rage King. We are flying from Joburg over Tambo International Airport. We are flying to Seretse Kama International in Botswana. It's a nice little 30-minute hop. That's why we are only going to climb until 24,000 feet. Yeah. Well, fly from Joburg to Durban to King Shaka. You fly at more or less 32,000. And fly down from OR Tambo to Cape Town, and you might look at flying. Well, when I flew down to Cape Town the other day, we were clear to 42,000 feet, so you see we've got altitude select set. So once we reach the altitude, the plane will stop climbing. It will start picking up speed, and then I just manage it via these buttons and manually pulling back or whatever on the throttles. The ERJ is quite enough to little plane. If you haven't been on them, they look similar to this. You know, if you board the plane from the front, you get the cockpit here on the left hand or the flight deck. And you turn right and you head down the aisle like this. 2 seats on the one side, 1 seat on the other, and that's about it. That's the entire length of the plane, this. And you can see there's a little bathroom here as well, thanks to the vacant sign. The only thing with this plane is it can be a little bit loud sometimes, especially if you take into account you have the engines right here behind you instead of underneath the wing like you get with one of the larger airliners like the 737 or whatever. Even the old 737s had, you know, even the old 737s had the engines underneath the wings. So it's 21,000 feet, flight level 210. I should probably set on the standard. There you go, 1013. We're at flight level 210, almost 220. You'll hear me sometimes talk about flight levels, you know, X thousand feet. Sometimes you might hear me talk about flight level X, Y, Z. Reason why is we have what they call a transition altitude and a transition level. It differs from country to country. The US and Canada, I believe, is something like 18,000 feet. South Africa as well, it's an 18,000 feet. Now what happens is below that transition altitude, below 18,000 feet, if the ATC is to give you an altitude, they will tell you go to climb to 17,000 feet or 5,000 feet or 4,000 feet or 9,000 feet. But once you go through that 18,000 feet, the feet itself falls away and you're starting to talk in terms of flight level. Basically all the flight level is the first three numbers tell you exactly what your altitude is. Let's see, once we reach 240, the plane should be, yep, the plane is leveling off, it's picking up speed. That's exactly what we want. I'm looking at hopefully hitting about Mach 0.76. That is what we've been cleared to. Let's see if I can set my speed. Yeah. Mach 0.76. Now Mach 0.76 is also indicative of your current airspeed. Basically what we mean is when you say you're flying at Mach 0.76 is you're flying at 76% the speed of sound. You know? So your 0.76 of speed of sounds. Even though your speed on your indicated airspeed does not show you that, it is still, you know, the speed you're traveling through the air at that height, at that altitude, is what you're looking at. You get your indicated airspeed, you get your true airspeed, and you get your ground speed. When you're this high up, the best way to check what you're doing is your current ground speed, which is in our case already 337 knots. And we got a steady headwinds coming from the front, and I don't like it at all. But what can you do? The wind is the wind. You can't tell it, hey, do a 180. No, you can't tell a wind, hey, do a 180, blow from the tail. Doesn't work like that. Sorry, bless me. So we just flew over an airfield. There it is. Small airfield. I'll have to check up the ICAO. Yeah, man. because right now we're doing Mach 0.63. We have been cleared to Mach 0.76. If we check our performance 2, performance 3, I can't remember. You see, 29 minutes. Progress. There you can see the plane calculating the amount of fuel we will have, as well as the estimated time. I will arrive there. That is in Zulu time, so according to the plane we should be there at about, well, let me put it this way, we're starting descent in 7 minutes. In order to make sure I make a descent, I'm just quickly going to pull up my chart for our destination, which is, I believe, yeah, Gaborone, Botswana, Seretse International. It's 3,300 feet, so I need to set this altitude to 3,300. Interesting though, I doubt we will see Mach 0.7, Mach 0.76. So just to give you an idea how fast we are actually flying, more or less. Yeah, still doesn't represent the true speed, but hey. Can't deny the plane is beautiful. However, honestly, if you check this photo directly from the top, it almost feels like the wings are too short for the length of the fuselage. It feels like it should have been a lot taller, much longer. But that's just me. So as you can see, we are already just 35 miles on top of the descent. Like I said, we're starting descent in what, 5 minutes? Very short flight. In fact, it's so short, I think I might show you how I do the flight prepping and stuff when I do another flight back. That depends on you, of course. If I see enough viewers, why not? Leave me a comment if you want to see that. That'll also help. If you want to see me to prep a flight, by all means, I prep a flight. It's going to take a little bit longer than 30 minutes, I can promise you that, but it's always fun. Oh my, oh my, oh my. We actually got into 0.74. Mach 0.74. That's amazing. Okay, so for weather condition, Seretse International. Winds, temperature 35, dew point -4. Surface winds 300 at 11 knots. No precipitation reported. Visibility is more than 10. Pressure QNH 1012. It seems the wind is actually variable at 11 knots, so it's not completely stable. What we're gonna do now is do a flight level change, or better yet, I'm gonna do I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna do vertical speed, or if I'm gonna let the plane try to let the plane descend on itself, or what. We'll see in a couple of minutes. I believe though that we will have to manually reduce the speed. Whoa, 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 what do you think you're doing? I never told you to go up. You see, you should be at 0. So why on earth did you climb? Okay, anyhow, I think we can start lowering speed. We're about to descend in 11 miles. Want to reduce speed to about 2. We'll see what happens. That was a bit strange. Let's see what it looks like from nearest airport area. Start descending at about 1,300 feet a minute for now. $1,800 is ideally, okay? Okay, so I see a wind down, unfortunately. That's fine. I'm just gonna quickly turn the camera off for a little while. Okay, so right now you can actually see us going down. Nicely descending. Nothing too fancy. I love doing this. If you're wondering how I know, how both me and the plane know where to fly, it's called routes, flight route, and it is a, how can we put it? It's basically like a virtual highway in the sky. You know, you've got these highways connected to strange ways all across the sky. And what we're doing now is basically we went from a highway and took the off ramp towards Botswana. You know, so we were flying on a highway. You know, we took off at our Tambo. We took the on ramp. We climbed onto the highway. We flew onto the highway for a couple of minutes. I think maybe 10-12 minutes. Then we took the off ramp, and now we're heading down into Botswana. These highways are connected via what we call waypoints. It is.
Ensure all your carry-on items are properly stowed. Your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you're using Wi-Fi, please complete your session in the next few minutes, so the system will automatically turn off once we reach 10,000. Your laptop and larger electronic devices must be stowed. Flight attendant passes to the cabin. Request any used service items you'd like to discard at this time.
That I love. That's a little something FD Sim brought into with his new sound pack for the ERJs, just to make things feel a little more complete. You know, it feels a little bit more immersive. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, currently we're doing 1,700 reduced to 1,600 feet per minute. So you'll notice as we get closer to the ground, we start actually to reduce our rate of its descent. And right now we're just below the horizontal line. As we get closer and reduce our speed, you will see the nose actually start pitching up. You don't ever feel these things as a passenger, and even myself, I never felt it before. But because thanks to this, you know, flying different kind of airplanes, different locations, learning all kinds of different procedures and stuff like that, I've actually started to learn to know what's going on up there in front. It helped me a lot. I used to be very scared of flying, to the point where I actually wanted, you know, the second time I flew, I nearly threw such a big fit that they nearly stopped. You know, they nearly cancelled takeoff, rejected takeoff, just to go back to the gate and drop me off before they take off again. It's now, since I've learned how to fly there, since I've learned what's going on there, you know, how things are operating in a cockpit, what the pilots go through and stuff like that, I've actually started feeling a lot more calm, you know, and relaxed. My last two flights was down to Cape Town and back from Cape Town back up to Joburg, and it was just, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every lasting second of it. Tell me this doesn't look beautiful. I think it looks stellar. You know, let's just check on X-ray. $128. We're looking at approach speed of about 131 flaps 45. Now I know what that was. Right now we are doing about 1,600 feet a minute, that's fine. I want to start reducing speed as we are coming close to 10,000 feet. I want to get below that 250 nautical mile mark. Beautiful. So I want to reduce speeds. Because below 10,000 feet you have a restriction. That's a given. 10,000 feet should be below 250 knots. I'm not sure. We're going to turn left. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. I think I'm going straight. We're going to do a slight right hand turn before we start turning left. What I tell you. So looking at 131 for the approach. We're going for FBSK 03, we should be 5,100. At or above 5,000 feet. And to reduce speed. Because why? We're basically on a 10-mile funnel right now. 5 and 6, yeah, 11 miles. So I need to get this plane lower.
Please return your seatbelts and tray tables to their full upright lock positions. Make sure all carry-on items.
We're definitely too high.
Autopilot.
And where I got throttles, we can go flaps 1 or 9, whatever you want to call it. Yeesh. I think I'm going to do a go around on this. Yeah, I think let's do a go around on this. Definitely too more.
Bank angle.
Whoa, whoa, where do you think you're going, girl?
Pull up.
There you go.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
That was one hell of a gust. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to hold altitude right now. And we're gonna manually vector ourselves in, doing a heading select. Like that. And we can reduce our altitude to, I don't know, 5,000 feet. What do you think? Sounds about good to me. So flight level change. And now at flaps 18. Flaps 22. Okay, we're stopping at 5,000 feet for now. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Go flaps full. We can hit nav. This is what you as passenger would see if you look out your window. Well, we can do gear down. $131. Okay, and I guess we can hit the approach. It's going to look for that light slope. It should be any time now. Okay, not gonna look for that light slope. I'll go into it manually.
Autopilot.
There you go. That's a bit better. This is a bit better approach. Trimming her out, trying to get it to go down. There you go. This looks better. We're looking at those lights give me 2 red, 2 white, ideally. Start cutting throttle just a bit, reduce the speed, otherwise we're gonna float when we land.
Too high. Too
Oh,
high.
just slightly too high. Gee whiz.
Approaching 2-6.
You see, too high, and all of a sudden she tells me to I'm approaching.
500,
There we go.
400, 300, minimum 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Long landing.
Yeah.
Long landing. 1,000 feet remaining.
I don't think that was a too bad a landing. What do you think? Definitely didn't feel that hard.
Stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate. The captain has turned off the passengers outside. Caution when opening the overhead bin. Aircraft, be sure to check seat pockets of the overhead bin. Full area around the seat for personal items brought on board. To keep the flight comfortable during the plane, turn left side, and over the air bin so that you can point for back to the gate with your gate outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sir Saritse Khama International Airport. Doesn't seem to be that big an airport. I mean, I see one, maybe 2 gates. That's it. Nothing major. Okay, my approach wasn't that good, but my landing was spectacular. I think let's go left here and then take the first, right here and then take the first left. There you go. This looks like a parking. It's parking of ERJ. There we go, we can set our parking brake. Extra light can come off. And we can turn off both the engines. Alright, the APU is running, so that's fine. We're looking for 25% on that. And 2. The beacon can come off, and strobe can come off, and the inspection light can come off. Keep a logo light on. I want to turn off the dome lights. Oh, that. And of course, I could turn off the seatbelt signs. And open a passenger door. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to Sir Sharet Sekama International Airport. I hope you enjoyed this flight. I might just do another flight after this one. Just keep an eye on notifications.